Hello, I'm Jashikins, and welcome to another episode of Jash Reads. Today, we are going to be continuing to read Eragon by Christopher Polini, the first book in the Inheritance cycle. And if you're an Animorphs fan too, you probably already heard the news. And if more information is released, I'll probably be making the Raven Speaks episode, uh, clarifying my viewpoint. But for now, Michael Grant and K.A. Applegate quitting, working on the Animorphs movie is. I'm giving up hope now. Like the creators of the series being involved with the movie was one of the few things giving me actual hope, and now that has been taken away from me. I'm just like 2020, you can't get bad enough. Like I was still nervous about, the new movie being like the old TV show and getting real nervous about that, but I'm like, hey, at least the creators of the books are being involved, and it's like fudge, a whole lot of fudge. And if you're wondering, I have never seen the Eragon movie adaptation because I heard it suck, and I don't really hate myself that much. Okay, let's get started. Okay, before I get started, saying I'm trying to read more of the book each time so we can get through this quicker. Probably the whole series, probably in my lifetime. And now it's like the shortest chapter. But anyways, let us continue. The madness of life. Making it very clear that this is a very happy chapter. So let's actually start reading the chapter. It was dark when Eragon jolted upright in bed, breathing hard. The room was chilly. Goosebumps formed on his arms and shoulders. It was a few hours before dawn, the time when nothing moves and life waits for the first warm touches of sunlight. His heart pounded as a terrible premonition gripped him. It felt like a shroud lay over the world, and its darkest corner was over his room. He quietly got out of bed and dressed. With apprehension, he hurried down the hallway. Alarm shot through him when he saw the door to Garrow's room open and people clustered inside. Garrow lay peacefully on the bed. He was dressed in clean clothes. His hair had been combed back, and his face was calm. He might have been sleeping if not for the silver amulet clasped around his neck and the sprig of dried hemlock on his chest. The last gifts from the living to the dead. Katrina stood next to the bed, face pale and eyes downcast. He heard her whisper, "I had hoped to call him father one day." Call him father? He thought bitterly. A right even I don't have. He felt like a ghost, drained of all vitality. Everything was insubstantial except for Garrow's face. Tears flooded Eragon's cheeks. He stood there, shoulders shaking, but did not cry out. Mother, aunt, uncle. He had lost them all. The weight of his grief was crushing, a monstrous force that left him tottering. Someone led him back to his room, uttering consolations. He fell on the bed, wrapped his arms around his head, and sobbed convulsively. He felt Saphira contact him, but he pushed her aside and let himself be swept away by sorrow. He could not accept that Garrow was gone. If he did, what was left to believe in? Only a merciless, uncaring world that snuffed lives like candles before a wind. Frustrated and terrified, he turned his tear-dampened face toward the heavens and shouted, "What God would do this? Show yourself!" He heard people running to his room, but no answer came from above. He didn't deserve this. Comforting hands touched him. Then he was aware of Elaine sitting next to him. She held him as he cried, and eventually, exhausted, he slipped unwillingly into sleep. I just love that my cough just decided to come back. I brush my teeth before filming, and sometimes for some reason the toothpaste irritates my throat sometimes, and so of course that had to happen today in such a depressing chapter, to put it lightly. There was no happiness, no jokes to be found here. It's just I think this one line from the chapter really sums it up. If he did, what was left to believe in? Only a merciless, uncaring world that snuffed lives like candles before a wind. Like, fuck. I mean, god damn. Eragon's life is not easy. Okay, making sure. I just have slight OCD, and I need to triple and double check before I close a book. I have to I find what helps is focusing on one word, and things get better and I'm able to go on. Yeah. Or else I'll be opening that for a minute or two. And that would not be productive, especially since I am filming this live. So I can't cut out the parts where I spend forever closing a book. So, Eragon, well, is not having a good time. Okay, first, he's experiencing the usual changes of growing up, by which I mean, his cousin, basically brother, is moving and going on with his life, and his brother's going away, and Eragon's like, oh my god, what's happening? No, this was supposed to stay the same. My life's supposed to stay the same. But on top of that normal change, he's got the fact that now he's a dragon rider, and so he's having to deal with all of what exactly that means, which already means his life is going to change in a big way that not many people's do. And on top of that, there were these strange creatures that left Garrow nearly dead, which means now, besides normal life changes, becoming a dragon rider, now he's on a quest for revenge. And so Garrow was his last link to any normalcy. Like, Garrow was his final link, the thing he could lean on when everything else was going to shit. It's like, well, at least this thing's the same, and everything can be. I can pretend everything's fine for a little bit. But now Garrow died, and Eragon woke up and is like, wait a minute, this seems wrong. And yeah, Eragon is now fully thrust into this new world. Right now, he still has a little bit of his old life with people he knew, but basically, that doesn't provide Eragon with any of the sameness that Garrow did. So basically, now he's thrust into everything. Right now is really the calm before the storm, because he's on a quest for revenge, which means he's going to have to be leaving Palancar Valley pretty soon. So yeah, just like, yeah. So my question for you today, since this is not a happy chapter, I'm going to make a not so happy question. So, if your parent or parental figure died, how did you deal with that? How did you cope? And if one of your parental figures has not yet died, and how did you feel and deal with the death of one of your pets? I haven't lost any of my parents, so I really tuned into feelings for how I felt when my birds died, and also thinking about what if my husband dies. So yeah, that's the emotions I tuned into. And you can also comment about anything else you notice in this chapter. The good, the bad, the ugly. Let's start a really nerdy conversation down there in the comment section. And remember, no major spoilers. I am hoping against hope that, some people get back into the Eragon series. Oh shit. I messed this shit up. I'm like doing so good before, and it's only ta-da. Well, at least this is the part I think not many people watch, so yay! So remember, don't comment any major spoilers. I'm hoping against hope that people discover the inheritance cycle via these videos. So, don't want to have certain things ruined for them, because there are some pretty good twists and turns throughout this entire series. And if you want to help support Christopher Polini, because while I did a dramatic reading, he's the one who did the hard work of writing this book. It's here's the book here, and this is the shortest book in the series, so he's done a lot of work. A lot. So if you want to support him, and if you want to support me, everywhere I post this video, I post a link to where you can buy your very own copy of Eragon. And since I'm a member of the Amazon Associates program, I get a little money from every purchase. So, you And remember, and please like this video if you like dogs, cats, or birds. Yeah, I don't want to put a depressing note on the like. So if you like dogs, cats, or birds, leave a like. I currently have 4 birds. And if I had more money and more space, and Rev Resner wasn't allergic to cats, I would have birds, husky, and some type of cat. And also, please remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Not only will I be reading all of Eragon by Christopher Polini, I will be reading the entire Inheritance cycle. So, you don't want to miss a thing. I might only post one of these videos like once a week, but And I hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. We're halfway through the week, so we're nearly at Friday. As someone who's actually unemployed, that Friday loses its magic just a little. Just a little. Though I only have doctor's appointments on the weekdays, so I usually can sleep in on the weekends with no worries of having to go to doctor appointments. So, that's all kinds. But anyways, I hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday and stay safe.